When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Gratitude helps people to feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with challenges, and build strong relationships.
Got to know you before you faded away. I got to know you, got to love you. Just keep on walking down to separate ways. I can show you, escaping your pain now. You break down, you're drained now. Your heart pounds, your lips move, your eyes shine. You lose it all. I'll just wait here as you feel.
Hello once again, my name is Omobola Stephen and welcome to Live Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Now, Omobola Stephen is a life and relationship upline and I've been doing this for a while now. So what I do really is that I transform the mindsets of people. I'm a transformational coach and my passion is to inspire change in you, help you walk through life unbothered by guilt, worry or regret, lead you to the path of your destiny and fulfillment. So I'm asking you this moment, why not hold my hand and let's walk this path together. Now, I promise you sincerely from the bottom of my heart, you're not going to regret it at all.
Fading away. I got to know you, got to love you. One thing to say before you're fading away. I really love you. Escaping your pain now. You break down, you're drained now. Your heart pounds, your lips move.
If you want to catch up with missed episodes of my talk show, simply search for Live Well Lived by Omobola Stephen on iTunes, on iTunes, on Amazon Music, on Stitcher, on Acast, on Player FM, on Radio Public, on Deezer, on Castbox, on Podchaser, on Google Podcast, on Podnight, on Podcast Addict, on Backdraft, Himalaya, Listen Notes on Jazzavan, on Anchor, and on others. Now, interestingly, today's show will be focusing on the power of gratitude. And now, really, I have a guest on the show who's taught me more on how to be a person of gratitude. You want to meet her? Right about now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
This is Live Well Lived by Omobola Stephen, your favorite talk show on life relationships and the business side of life. So I remain your host, Omobola Stephen. On today's show, I have a guest with me who will be taking us through an all-important topic, the power of gratitude. She's a living testimony to living a life of gratitude, I tell you. Now, I'm super excited to have her around because there's been a misconstruing of gratitude and entitlement. I think there's more to know. Don't you think so? So,
absolutely.
That's it. Welcome with me on the show today, Jennifer Garman. Now, Jennifer Garman is the creator of the Growing Gratitude Tree, a daily ritual through which families connect, instill gratitude, and create a lifelong habit of shifting to a positive mindset.
Now, the Growing Gratitude Tree has been featured in Washington Business Journal, Northern Virginia Magazine, the London Tribune, London Times, Mirror, The Meetup, Local DMV.com, and WTOP, and still counting. So, welcome with me, Jennifer Garman.
Hi, thank you, Omobola. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you once again, Jennifer Garman. And so, can I meet you, please?
Yes, I would love to share my story. So about 10 plus years ago, I was chugging along great. I actually graduated as a computer engineer, and my career had kind of shifted me more into the sales and marketing side. And I got into the medical sector, and I was very happy. I felt like I'd found my place. I was helping people. I knew that that's what my purpose was going to be in life, was to help others. And I felt so fulfilled. I had 3 young kids at the time. I was juggling a lot of balls, but I felt like I got everything that I needed to done. And I felt very fulfilled at the end of each day, very connected to my family and to others. And I was so happy. And that was until one day when the rug literally got pulled out from under me, and I completely lost my health overnight. It went from fully functional to I was in bed. And when I say in bed, I mean I could not sleep a minute at night, and I needed to lay in bed because I was so exhausted. And this went on for a while, and I decided I needed to go to the doctor. I needed to figure out what was wrong with me. And from that day, it turned into over 7 years of visiting doctors and specialists, and my symptoms growing and not ever understanding what was wrong with me. I had been diagnosed into just about every autoimmune disease, Lyme disease, mold illness, I mean, you name it, I was diagnosed with it. But the interesting thing was, when I would go on the protocol to help the condition, it really wouldn't help me at all. And doctors would scratch their head and say, well, you know what, I still think this is what you have, but you're just more of a difficult case. And eventually I would, give up on that doctor and go to the next one who would say the same thing. And we'd go through this over and over again for over 7 years.
Wow.
And I came to the conclusion that this was maybe just what I was dealt in life. Yeah.
Wow. Brilliant. That's a journey indeed. That's a journey. Well, I'm happy that you become a better person and you recovered from all, those life's upheavals. So can you just tell me about the Growing Gratitude Tree?
Yes. So part of my recovery was when I decided to become a life coach. And I learned about the power of our thoughts, and specifically the power of gratitude. And I focused on this, and I healed myself. And I was very skeptical at first that this is actually what happened. I thought, I'm just having one of those times where I was feeling a little bit better. But the more I dug into it, the more I found that there's research-backed proof that all these things are true, and they really do help. And that's when I decided I need to give back to others in the form of a product to help people bring gratitude into their lives. And that's where the Growing Gratitude Tree came from.
Wow.
I decided I wanted to teach my kids first and foremost.
That's great.
Yes. And it's a product. It sticks on your wall. It's a vinyl decal. Wow. It's the form of a tree. And you write things that you're grateful for on the leaves. And it becomes a beautiful visual reminder of all that you do have in your life. And it brings you back to the present, and it brings you to gratitude. And that's what can really, truly transform your life.
Wow, that's brilliant. Oh, wow. I wish you a lot of, positivity. This is really inspiring. Now, can you talk about gratitude and entitlement? Is that
yes, absolutely
difference?
Yeah, well, entitlement is really the opposite of gratitude. Entitlement is, I deserve this just because I exist, and I should have everything that I want. And it really comes from a feeling of control and scarcity, that I get everything I need and I get everything I want just because I am who I am. And gratitude's the opposite of that. Gratitude takes into account, this is all that I do have. It's not a place of I want something. It's a place of I already have all this, and I'm so thankful for it. And there's nothing else that I need. I have, family. I have love. I have people who care about me. And you can go on and on. I woke up today. I have a new day ahead of me. You can go on and on about all that you do have outside of what you want. And that's truly the power of gratitude. It's the present moment, everything that you do have.
That's absolutely right. I quite agree with you. We need to always show gratitude. That's why I really want you to really talk about being gratitude and entitlement. Both are really, I think the entitlement is very extreme. And so I prefer to be a person of gratitude than to be a person of entitlement. I think I'll prefer gratitude. Well, that's well said. This story is really inspiring to me, right? So, was there any change during the transition from being in the medical field to being a gratitude upline? Because I knew you were once in the medical field. So, what was the transition like?
Well, the job in the medical field was really stripped away from me, and it was not something that I wanted to let go of. I didn't have a choice. And I loved the job that I had. I felt incredibly fulfilled. I knew that was and I held on tooth and nail. I tried to keep it as best I could, but at one point I just had to let go because I was losing my health rapidly. And I knew that I had to let things go in my life. So I let that go. And I always thought that I'd come back to it. And that would be a career that I'd come back to as soon as I was able to recover. And when I was able to recover, I knew without a doubt that I went through the 7-year illness because I needed to be shifted. I needed to shift my mindset that gratitude is something that I needed to teach the world. And I'm actually thankful for my illness because it gave me my true purpose in life, which was to teach other people about the power of our thoughts, in particular gratitude, and how it can literally be transformational in our life. It can get us through the worst adversities when we can focus on what we do have and what we're grateful for. It can connect us to other people. There's tons of research that shows it can make us a much more happy person. And there's even things out there that show it can bring more abundance in our life when we focus on the positive.
That's right. Absolutely. That's just the key word. We need to focus on what we have. That's very important. That's absolutely important. I like that peer line. And so, for someone who's struggling with career transition, do you have any advice you can offer for the person?
Yes, so transition is an interesting thing because we hold back and we fight resistance, we fight adversity and transition with everything we have. But if we look at it in a different perspective, that it's a growth opportunity and it's getting us into a better place. And the transition can be looked at from a positive standpoint, from a grateful standpoint. And we can look at it as, an adventure ahead of us. What is it going to bring? How exciting is this? How new? How am I going to flourish in this new environment, this new career, this new transition, as opposed to holding on to the past and what we have and what we think we want control over. I think that anyone looking at a new career, there's fear there. There's, you just don't know what's going to happen. But when you open your eyes to the incredible positive possibilities and be thankful for the experience and the journey, it's amazing what will unfold in front of you and even the obstacles that will melt away from your path to achieving what you want.
Brilliant. You're such a really, really positive person, and I like that. So it's very important for us to have a positive outlook in life. That's very, very critical. Also, we should need to open our eyes to possibilities, thinking and looking ahead for positive outcomes. That's very worthy to consider. Now, is gratitude an emotion, and does it improve wellness?
Yes. Yes, you were asking, is gratitude an emotion?
That's right. And
yes.
also,
so gratitude is actually, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
All right, no problem. I was trying to ask if gratitude, if it's an emotion, and also, does it improve wellness?
Oh, absolutely. It is truly an emotion, and they've actually taken the emotions, the state of emotions, and they've, developed these frequencies through these brain scans that they do on people. They show the frequency when you're experiencing the emotion. And things like gratitude, joy, and love are very high frequency emotions, meaning it brings us into a state that we're resonating at such a high level. And we know this innately. When we feel these emotions, we feel so good inside. And then conversely, when you feel emotions like depression, anxiety, stress, these are very low frequency emotions. And we know, intuitively, we know too that those don't make us feel good. So why not concentrate on something that's a very high frequency emotion and makes us feel really good? And gratitude actually is the highest frequency of all emotions. When we're feeling that and we're in that state, we really resonate at such a high level, and it brings into our existence other people that also resonate in that frequency. And we can all probably look back in our life, and when we were in a really sad and down place, and we were, oh, woe is me, we tend to attract the same type of people, right? We can all probably relate to that. When I'm feeling down and sorry for myself, I tend to attract all the people that do the same. So but when we resonate and we feel love and joy and gratitude, and we're feeling that, we're going to bring those people into our lives.
Absolutely. Now you're talking. Absolutely. That's it. It's just like a law of attraction. You attract what you give out. Brilliant.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And you bring what you think of, you bring more into your life. So it's as simple as that. So when you think of, sad things and negative things, you're going to just compound that. So always remember to think positively, be grateful, and you'll bring more of that into your life.
That's it. So you said gratitude is the highest frequency of emotion. Wow. That's thought-provoking and very deep. I need to consider that. Wow. So, how can I practice gratitude?
Yes, I get asked this question all the time, and I specifically get asked, I want to bring gratitude in my life, but I have no time to do it. I am so busy. From literally the second I wake up to the second I drop into bed, I have not a minute to spare. And the good news is you don't need another minute to spare. You can literally wake up and take a deep breath in and release the breath with a thank you. And even as you're getting out of bed, if you don't even have a second to do that breath, you just breathe as you're getting out of bed, put one foot down and say thank, put the other foot down and say you have a whole new day in front of you.
Brilliant.
Carry that feeling and that emotion with you as you get ready for the day, as you're, brushing your teeth. You can multitask with these thoughts as you're doing things that you need to get ready for the day. And that's the great thing about it, is you can bring this in while you're doing other things that you have to do that are brainless. And, you're showering, you're brushing your teeth, you're preparing coffee and breakfast, and you can keep, these emotions resonating within you. And that's a great time to do it, because right when you wake up, you're in between conscious and subconscious. And this is the same as when you go to bed too. It's another great time to practice gratitude. Just a couple things you're grateful for as you're drifting off to sleep. It's much better habit than, watching the news or checking Facebook or social media, to just practice a few things that you're grateful for. And when you bring this habit into your life, it's amazing what will change. And if you just do it for 30 days and just keep a journal of how your life changes, I think you'll look back and say, I don't want to stop.
Correct. So how about incorporating the positive affirmations along with just what you said?
Yes, this is something that I do every morning. Affirmations, not so much, but things that I want to bring into my life, absolutely. So what I'll do is I will sit and I'll focus on all that I do have, and I'll get into a state of complete and absolute gratitude, and it brings me just a fuzzy, warm feeling. And then I'll take that feeling, that fuzzy, warm feeling, and I'll project that either into my day or into my future and something that I really want to happen. And there may be obstacles in the way. There may be things that are not going as planned. And I'll just project this positive feeling into the day. And it's really been a miracle how things like obstacles and things in the way and doors that were closed open back up again when I do this practice.
Wow. So really, Jennifer, you know what? I always believe that gratitude, is often less talked about. What did you say to that?
often less talked about.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about
So a lot of people think of gratitude as like, oh, thank you, I just need to be polite. And yes, there's definitely a polite aspect to it, but what they're missing is the emotional side of gratitude. And when you can, and I talk to people about, think of a time when you were so immensely grateful for something. It could have been your child was missing, you lost them in a store and you were so panicked, and then you found them and you were so thankful that they were okay. You found them. A feeling like that in your life, and just look back on your life and come up with a feeling like that. That's the gratitude I'm talking about. Not someone held the door for me. Thank you. I'm grateful. They're two completely different things. One is just expressing a politeness, thank you for holding the door for me. But the other is expressing the true emotion of gratitude, the true, like, I am thankful from the bottom of my heart for what just happened. And that's the emotion I'm talking about with gratitude. And it's lost in the whole, especially in the United States, it's lost within, Thanksgiving and the holiday that goes with it. We go through the motions. We're so thankful. But if you even go back to why that holiday came about, think about this. People came over from England and they were starving and they had no food. They didn't know how to grow it. And they were given a feast, and they were so thankful for this feast that they were given, this multitude of food that they were given. And if you can think of starving to a feast, that's what they were feeling. And that's what we're celebrating in the United States each November.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's the feeling of gratitude I'm talking about.
That's right. Something like if you can think, you can thank.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. And think you can thank. Oh, it's been Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. I've been discussing about the power of gratitude with Jennifer Garman. Now, Jennifer Garman is the creator of the Growing Gratitude Tree, a daily ritual through which families connect, instill gratitude, and create a lifelong habit of shifting to a positive mindset. Now, the Growing Gratitude Tree that's created by Jennifer Garman has been featured in Washington Business Journal, Northern Virginia Magazine, London Tribune, London Times Mirror, Meetup, localdmv.com, and WTOP, and still counting. So, Jennifer Garman, do you have any project you're working on presently?
Well, right now I'm still in full promotion of my book that published in April. It's entitled Flourish, 7 Ways Gratitude Can Transform Your Life. And I am still in full swing with that as we get into the true Thanksgiving holiday season here. And I'm also getting into speaking events as well. So it's been very busy. And I also started my own podcast this past summer. And it's the name of the podcast is Upward Trajectory. And it's just about sharing and giving light back into the world, a true project of gratitude.
Brilliant. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any parting word for my listeners?
The only thing I would love to say is just bring gratitude in anytime you can. Make it a thought. Put notifications on your phone. Be thankful, be thankful, be thankful, and bring it into your day. It will change your life.
Absolutely. Thank you once again, Jennifer Garman, for coming to the show. I hope that some other time we can do this again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. I wish you best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. All right. So I wound up with this quote, this favorite quote of mine by G.K. Chesterton. He said, I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. So I catch you some other time with inspiring and motivating topics. With all my love, it's bye for now.
Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet.